Well, I thought we'd start out with a collection video instead of just a straight old haul video. Thought I'd do an update on my steering rig collection. Got a few rigs here. Just kind of dusted them all off and thought I'd bring them out and show them to you guys. So we'll get started real quick with Arco. This here was one of the first year steering rigs. Comes with a Kenworth cab and a fuel tanker. And we'll start off with the reason they're called steering rigs is they have this little plastic wheel on the top. And this little plastic wheel, there's a bunch of levers inside the tanker. And when you turn the wheel, see this little knob here? It turns that knob. You can actually see the lever down there moving. And on the truck, there's two little hitches for the trailer here, and that extra little turning knob goes into the back of the truck, like so. And when you turn the wheel, it in turn turns the cab. Now also, when you're looking to buy steering rigs, they have these little rubber bands around the tires. Usually there's one set on the trailer and one set on the truck. And that's just to give it grip on surfaces like this table here. The plastic wheels would tend to just slide. So the rubber just gives a little bit of grip and the pivot movement for the turning. So make sure when you're buying these in the secondary market that you get the proper pictures and they have those little rubber bands on there, because in my mind it's not 100% complete unless it has those. So that's the Arco with a Kenworth cab over rig. Nice little piece. Next we have the Shell. I'm a big Shell guy. I love all kinds of gas and oil stuff, and the Shell is just a really cool little piece. This one here comes with a GMC cab. Nice little piece here. Actually, this is a Peterbilt, excuse me, not a GMC. Also with the working steering features. Now, these ones here that I'm showing you first, these here are the ones that, if you're getting into steering rigs, these are the most affordable ones. The Arcos, the Shell, they can be had for not a whole lot of money. Same here with the Eagle. This one here has the GMC cab on it. Nice Eagle trailer here, box trailer. This is actually one of the cheaper ones, but it's actually one of my favorites. Really, really nice little piece. Nice logos on the trailer. And there's a variation on this one. You see this one here has a blue door that opens on the side. There's a version with a molded in gray door where it does not open. And that's much harder to find, and you'll notice if you find one of those, the price is dramatically different than well, it should be. It's a bit more pricey than the more common blue door version. So then we have here another one of my favorites. I think this is one of everybody's favorites, the Hot Wheels Racing box trailer. Nice little piece with the red and yellow decos with the white. Also has a red door. There's a variation with a closed-in white door. This one has the cab over Kenworth. No door on the other side. Nice little piece. And here's the variation I was talking about with the unopening molded-in white door. Both of my white Kenworth cabs need to be replaced on both of mine. They're pretty heavily nicked, but the trailer, especially on this white door one, is really mint and white. So actually, I got this one from Hot Wheels Steve, so I want to thank him for hooking me up with that. Nice little piece there. Then we'll get into some of the second year steering rigs, some of the more desirable pieces. We got here the American feed and grain hauler. Beautiful piece, also with the steering mechanism. One of my favorite rigs here. It's a bigger style rig. The name of it's white, as you can see on the back. It's also the color is white, but that's the name of a trucking company that made big rigs. You know, a lot of people, including myself, the scale is off on these rigs compared to a regular little Hot Wheels car. It is a shame, but these are very, very cool rigs in my eyes, and I can kind of overlook the scale aspect of it. You can say that with a lot of Hot Wheels. The scales on some of the bigger cars versus the smaller cars. Same thing with Matchbox. You know, a Pinto was the same size as a big Cadillac, you know what I mean? So the scales weren't really that authentic, but they were kind of these here were made so they could fit in the play sets and drive down the little lanes. So that's why they were made to this scale. Then we have here another one of my favorites here, the Western. This one here is a livestock hauler. This beautiful blue Ford cab. One of my favorite trucks because of that color. And this beautiful, beautiful white rig. You know, you could just picture this thing going down the highway filled with cattle or with pigs or any kind of livestock. Just a great, great piece. I know this is kind of an awkward angle. I'm sorry if you guys are having trouble seeing the rigs. This one here is actually a French version of the United Feed and Grain hauler. There's also a U.S. version that is, from what I can tell, exactly the same. I don't have another U.S. version to put this against, so I can't say 100% that they are exactly the same, but from what I can gather, they're pretty much the same. This one here was actually taken right out of the box. That's how I know it's a French version. It doesn't say French on the rig. It's still a Hong Kong. But this one actually came with the GMC cab. And some of the French versions did have some differences. Like on the Arco tanker, it's a much lighter gray than this, and there's some variations with you know, the wrong colored cab on a trailer, and some slight different variations. Steering rigs are really hard to find any kind of information on, so definitely I keep saying one of my favorites, but I was really stoked to get this Mayflower Moving Company. This is something that you saw a lot back in the day on the roads. These big yellow Mayflowers, yellow and green. Now this cab here actually has a sticker kit. These rigs were sold on single cards without trailers. And a lot of them came with sticker kits so you can decorate and customize your own steering rig. And looks like somebody's done that with this, because this would just be an all yellow version. It wouldn't have any stickers when it came with in the box with the trailer. So that's actually a custom that somebody did and applied these stickers to the rig to kind of spiff it up a little bit. Mayflower, awesome piece. And I'd have to say my favorite outside of the trucking company rigs is this Allied. This is one that I've wanted for so long. It has this really unique Mack cab. Love Mack trucks. There was a junkyard behind my great uncle's house, and they had all these cool Macks, and we used to go in the junkyard and play in those old trucks and pretend we were driving them when we were kids. So I've always kind of had an affinity with Mack trucks, and the guy had running Macks that he would drive, and my dad used to work for a trucking company when I was a kid. They drove Macks, and so Mack is definitely near and dear to my heart. There's a French version of this with just some slight lighter colors. The orange is a bit duller and lighter, and the stripes here in the Allied are just a bit duller. really take a good eye to, or to put them side by side, you'd be able to see the difference. But very, very cool piece there. Now we'll get into a few of the color changer car haulers here. There's a couple different variations of this. I believe there's a white one and a pinkish one. This one here is orange. It's with that thick color changer paint on it. Now this one here is not a steering rig. There is no steering mechanism on this one or any of the trucking company ones, but they're still considered steering rigs, or you can call them big rigs, whatever you want. But this one here has some cool little stickers on it, and because of the scale, they use like these micro machine little cars. These car haulers, some of them came with these little like micro machine style cars because of the scale of the rigs. You can see there how small it is compared to the trailer, because the trailer has to accommodate full-size Hot Wheels. So you can see there where the scale is really off. Has a fold-down gate where you can pull your cars in there. And actually, you wonder, well, how do you get the cars on the top? Well, there's these two little pins here. You kind of pull it apart, and the top drops down. So you can drive your cars right on the ramp, right up on top. It'll fit two normal size Hot Wheels, and then you just click it back in the pins, put your gate up, and then you can fit two more cars on the bottom. There's little slats on the top for the wheels to go into, same on the bottom. And it's just all light, really light plastic. It's really nothing to it. It's almost really fragile. I can't imagine a lot of these lasting very long with kids. It's amazing that so many of them survived. Here is another color changer with a rarer cab. This one here has a GMC front cab, which is not all that common. I've only seen, I believe, one other one, and they are fairly rare. So I'll pull out one of these Peugeots here, which is not a very big car, and look at it to the scale of the big rig. A Peugeot's this is a much bigger scale than what a Peugeot should be, but you can see there the scale. But the cars fit very nicely inside there, and you can close up the gate. This one has the same thing with the top that goes down, pretty much the same thing, except it has a different cab, and you can see that really thick color changer paint on it. I don't know what color it changes when it's when it color changes, but a very cool piece there. And we'll get into some of the creme de la creme here, the trucking company. When collectors want to collect, they want to collect the trucking company stuff, and it's by far the most pricey stuff out there. So this one here is the Hot Wheels Racing Hot Ones series, and it came with a miscolored Porsche, which really doesn't go with the color scheme. There was a red and yellow and white Porsche that came with the Stampers 3-pack that would have looked much, much nicer on this cab. But it's still very, very cool. Just a hollow piece of plastic, really nothing to it. It has a gate that goes down in the back. You can drive your car up on. Really, really cool piece there. And the most recent steering rig, big rig I've gotten is the yellow version, the Hot Wheels Racing, thanks to Mr. Andy Jim. He had an extra one. We worked a little trade, so I'm stoked to have this one, to complete the set with the Hot Wheels Racing one I just showed you. This one here has some beautiful decos on the side. Again, a car that really doesn't match the whole color scheme, but I believe they just kind of slapped any kind of car in there. Just beautiful color schemes with the yellow and red, white, and blue. Beautiful, beautiful piece. This one here came with a Peterbilt, I believe. Yeah, Peterbilt rig. Nice piece. And we have a promo version here. Collector's favorite here, the Auto Palace, which was a remake of this Bigfoot. The Bigfoot rig actually came out first. Beautiful piece there. Unfortunately, I do not have a loose one to show you. This one here is a mint and sealed box. And it shows some of the other Bigfoot products on the back. And just a nice piece. Well, I also have here the Auto Palace that you see here loose. I have this one here, mint and sealed box. And this one here was just a Auto Palace is a auto parts store, and this was just a promotional thing that they did, put their logos on it. I'm not sure if they ever had a monster truck. Maybe it was to promote their monster truck. Maybe it was just to promote their store. And it has these wheels here, and the wheels just kind of snap on over these smaller wheels, and you really have two toys in one. You have a nice monster truck, and then you have the hauler that came with it. And there's little spots here for the tires, and this also folds down so you can load your truck, and there's spots up on the top. Beautiful color scheme. The Auto Palace rig. This is a Ford cab. Just a nice little piece. And then probably the most desirable and the rarest and most valuable piece of my trucking collection here is the Trucking Company gray car hauler. Came with a mustard colored Omni 24. Kind of a unique car to put in there. And this one here is also mint and sealed box. Other than that little ding right there, I mean, the card is arrow straight. There's really no loss of color or anything. And on here you'll see there's a few other Trucking Company ones that I'm missing. The dump truck and the one with the loader, and then the green car hauler, which is next on my list. I'd really like to have these two, but eventually in time, when I see them come up for the right price. Here's the bottom. Nice piece. I'd almost prefer to have this mint loose than mint in box, but it's a nice piece nonetheless. So again, a little look at my trucking company, and here's a box filled with some of my extras. You can see there I got a bunch of extra trailers and tankers and a ton of extra cabs there. Here's an extra cab, Bigfoot cab, and extra GMCs and Kenworths, and I had many more than this, but I've recently sold off some of my extras. I had about 4 of the Eagle ones and sold a couple of those. So just a quick look at my steering rig collection. We'll have a update coming up soon for the vintage Hot Wheels. Peace.